You think your sense of fashion has never been seen before and others would want to dress like you. You think you're a great speaker and want to motivate others and create a brand around yourself. You think this chemical mixture will be safe to clean kids' toys with. You think you have an idea on how to stop people from getting scammed on selling their feet pics. Everybody has great ideas, but not everybody knows how to or is willing to act upon the great ideas that they possess in their head. And please stop using your age as an excuse as to why you should not act upon the idea you have. In this video, I'm going to show you how I started a business in a space that I'm passionate about while still in college. 1. You must solve a legitimate problem. I see a lot of people starting businesses where they cannot even define the problem they're solving. Those businesses do not succeed. Let's say you're selling picture frames, and your picture frames are just like everyone else's. There's a high probability that you will fail. Why? Because you're not adding a value proposition to your product. Let's say the picture frames hung themselves. There you would experience success because you are changing the game. You are doing something that someone wasn't doing previously in that industry. You are solving the problem of a consumer having to spend the time to hang up that picture frame. A big problem is when you're starting a company, in my experience, you're going to need to charge a higher price or have a smaller product margin compared to your competitors. Why is that? Because as a small business just starting out, you are buying the MOQ. And your competitor is buying much more than the MOQ. Therefore, they're paying their manufacturer much less. Another thing, most customers already trust your competitor because they've been around for a few years. So that further expands on my point as to why you need to add value in your product over your competitors. In my company's flagship product, the Rave Runner Hydration Pack, our value proposition was stopping theft at music festivals. It was a huge problem. Actually, 1 in 7 people were stolen from at festivals. Because of that value proposition, I was able to turn some people from Camelback, Vibration, and other competitors over to my product. Number 2, you must seek potential customer data, not validation. When you have an idea, the first thing you do is begin asking potential consumers what their habits are like, what their spending habits are like, what they don't like in the product that's around now. When I first started out, I was walking around at music festivals asking people how much they spent during festival season, asking people what they like in their current pack, asking them what they don't like. And when I say don't seek validation, do not go to people and say, is this a good idea? Because 2 things will happen. 1, they're your friends and they're gonna say yes regardless because they wanna support you and see you succeed. And most of the time they don't have the balls to tell you that's not a good idea, unless they're a really good friend. 2, you're gonna have people that want to shun you and bring you down to their level because they've thought of good ideas, but they haven't acted upon them themselves. So they need to bring you down. Remember this, people will always want to see you succeed until your success trumps their own. We call those people the naysayers. 3, get connected with a good manufacturer or developer. Probably like most college business students, I never had any product design experience. So I began Google searching. Product design company, product design firm, how to make a product in the United States, how to make a product yourself, how to create a store-ready product. I simply investigated. I figured out how to get to someone that could help me create my idea. I found firms that were quoting me upwards of $60,000 to get domestic prototypes made, yada yada. That was totally out of my college kid budget, but luckily I finally found a firm that would simply connect me to a reliable manufacturer. That was pretty cheap. Now, when you approach a manufacturer, you must ask them for previous work to ensure that they're gonna give you good work. Pro tip, if you could find businesses that use that manufacturer and ask them about their experience with them, that would be a huge plus. If they have an English speaking representative and a really, really nice looking website, usually that means they're gonna give you good work. Step 4, communicate your vision. I cannot speak on software and tech because I've never worked in those industries, but what I can tell you is you cannot leave any of the design or vision up to the manufacturer. Here's what my first sample looked like. And here's what my last sample looked like. Manufacturers are great at replicating, but they're not good at creating something new, innovative, and never before seen. I was literally having my grandmother cut and sew old running packs and then shipping them to my manufacturer. To speed things up, I had to start teaching myself Photoshop so I could communicate ideas over Skype. Most recently, I taught myself a 3D design garment software so I could literally create clothes, bags, anything in a computer software and email that manufacturer a tech pack that they replicate like. Now, this process is going to take you very, very long. And please, please heed my warning when I say do not rush this. If you rush someone, they're going to cut corners and you don't want any pitfalls in your product or service. 5, getting funded. Some people find investors. Some people bootstrap. I went with Kickstarter. Now, if I were to do it all again, probably wouldn't have done Kickstarter. Why? They charge you 7%. Really didn't get much out of their organic audience. Wasn't able to really brand my page that well. Wasn't able to have a Facebook pixel installed to see the traffic that was coming to my page. A multitude of things. But if it works for you, go for it. Additionally, and thankfully, I was awarded $15,000 and a free workspace at Drexel. Their entrepreneurship program is absolutely stellar. And I don't understand why not every college has an incubator encouraging kids to start businesses. Instead, they want to draw you into $50,000 a year and teach you things that are outdated and make you take classes that have absolutely nothing to do with what you want to accomplish in life. But hey, not my opinion to be putting on you guys. Step 6. Finding a fulfillment center. Again, my company was very product-based, so I needed to find someone to store and ship out my product. To add on to that, one of the features of my hydration pack was to have custom printed skins so people could put any image they want on their backpack. So I needed someone that could print and fulfill at the same time. Wasn't easy to find. I finally found a fulfillment center in Missouri that would do that. I later left them because they were taking 9 days to fulfill orders. Not good. To get back on track, my inventory came in the middle of June 2019. This was way after the height of festival season and all the people purchasing product for those upcoming events. Although I was very upset, here I realized that you cannot have emotion tied in with business. Emotion will only influence you to make decisions that aren't very good just because you're thinking with your heart and not your brain. I get it, your business is your baby, but when your baby's not generating cash flow and isn't doing well, something's gonna need to change. I still wasn't very well versed in marketing myself, and I had so many other things to pay attention to. So I hired a firm to create ads, run my campaign, and build SEO. In the contract, I had them write in that I was going to be a very big part and play a big role in creating all of this because I wanted to learn how to do it and then do it myself and save that money. My weekends were spent creating content. I spent hours on YouTube just learning how to make videos in Adobe Premiere Pro. As a startup, especially in college, you need to find places to save money. Videography was one of them for me. To get good content and nice pictures, I had to get people utilizing the product in where it's to be used, aka festivals. So I finessed press passes to get into festivals with a nice camera and find people wearing my hydration pack. Here you should also go up to them and ask for an honest review of the product because you're looking to buy one. Don't ever tell them you made it or created it because that then puts a bias on the conversation. That person's not going to want to make fun of your product right in front of them. But if you pose as an honest person looking to purchase it, they're gonna give you an honest review. Number 8, branding, branding, branding. Honestly, I sucked at this previously. My colors were all over the place. Typography didn't exist. If you looked at an Instagram post 1 week and then 2 weeks later you looked at another one, you wouldn't think they're the same businesses. You need to be consistent in your branding. Here's a video of one of my first ads. Here's a video of one of my ads right before Corona. And the new products I'm launching serve someone with different interests. My branding is being even further refined. I was branding the product in a way I thought was cool. But in reality, your common runner who's 40 years old and doesn't listen to EDM is gonna swipe right past my ad. I recently created a brand guidelines packet for the guys redoing my website, and I'll drop that in the description below so that you guys could download it and utilize it yourself. Number 9, finally, be ready to adapt. Obviously, coronavirus threw a giant curveball at all of us from left field. And hopefully coronavirus level events don't happen consistently. But as a business owner, you must be ready to take a step back, figure out a plan, take a step to the right, and continue forward. Here's what happened to me. Within 8 months of selling, my target market was completely wiped out from under me. So I quickly created masks to keep cash flow coming in to satisfy my burn rate. I had ideas for other products, but I wanted to wait a little bit because I wasn't well known enough as a brand. I needed to focus on my flagship product. But because coronavirus is pushing people outside more, creating a more active lifestyle, and people are now running 3 to 4 miles, whereas they were sitting on the couch before or going out and partying before, I figured this was the time to get the ball rolling and get these new products launched in the space because they solved problems for an outdoor target market that was climbing. All right. I'm done. I'm gonna finish off by giving you guys the biggest 1-sentence tips that I would find beneficial in starting a business while still in college. 1, why did I just use my pinky? 1, there will be some finessing needing to be done on your end. 2, break the rules. 3, don't go to class. 4, take the risk, make it calculated. And finally, don't listen to people with uneducated criticism. All right, guys. That's all I got for you on how to start a business up while still in college. I hope my experience can help you. If you have any experience that you thought was super beneficial, please drop it in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I have much more business level content coming to you guys soon. Sweet. Thanks. Rave Runner out.